Welcome to A Flair for Toys. That uncultured heathen. It's your boy Beef. And we're here today with beef tips and topics. So what we got today, guys, on topic menu, we're going to talk about R-Truth. We're going to talk about Carlito. And we're going to talk about Jey Uso. We're going to talk about some other things after that. But those three things, they're going to kind of mix together and intertwine in this conversation. So, welcome in. What we're going to start off with is R-Truth. Okay? I like this promo. I like they brought him back. I like how he went extreme with cutting the hair, changing his persona, changing the Ron Killings. I like all that. Not an issue with any of that. Don't even have an issue with him coming in and hitting John Cena with the belt and stuff like that. I think it fits for storyline. My issue is, and not with R-Truth, it is not with the WWE. And don't take this the wrong way, but this is toward the WWE fans. I'm a fan myself, but my issue is I'm glad you had the power to be able to bring R-Truth back. But I just sit back and I always think different things sometimes. Maybe thinking some things that other people aren't thinking, right? So what I'm thinking is, what about Carlito? Where was the outrage and the outcry for Carlito? I mean, besides R-Truth having the main event little picture with John Cena for a brief second, what was really the difference between him and Carlito? Y'all think he's funnier than Carlito? I thought Carlito was a pretty funny guy. I thought he was doing a good job. They were both in the Judgment Day. They weren't really predominant on the shows, but they had bits and pieces. But nobody had an outcry for Carlito. I mean, Carlito goes down, gets the Puerto Rican title, and then they call him and say, oh, yeah, might as well stay. You're done. Welcome in, Dub, Chris Dearman, Running Lights, everybody. Thank you for showing up. So I don't get it. I just, here's my thing. I don't have a problem with how y'all made it happen, but I don't think it would have happened if the stuff about Endeavor and TKO and all that would have come out with them losing money. I think with that all being brought to the forefront and them always trying to price gouge and stuff, I think all this together kind of made them look bad, so they had to try to save face somehow. And this is how they went about doing it. But before I get off on the topic with that, think of the other people that got released. There wasn't this big an outcry for Braun Strowman. There wasn't a big outcry when they got rid of Ryback back in the day. Where was the outcry for Dolph Ziggler, who was probably one of the greatest workers of all time, only under Shawn Michaels probably? And I didn't hear no outcry for none of these guys. So I'm not mad at what happened, but it's just, how do we just go pick and choose? Somebody in the chat, somebody listening to this comment, and please let me know. I know everybody likes R-Truth. I don't think anybody's ever had a bad thing to say about R-Truth, but how was he just the guy that we picked to rally behind? Oh, it's going good, man. I mean, I know they weren't doing much with Carlito, but I mean, they weren't doing much with R-Truth either until the whole Cena turn thing, and then they got to play a little angle off of that. But I don't know. It is what it is. But here's how this all kind of connects for me. Now, the fans, granted, guys, you got what you wanted. But guess what? The WWE is not going to always give you what you want. When they give you something you want, they take something away. So what they did, they said, oh, you want to hijack the show? You want R-Truth back? Okay. Monday night, no Jey Uso. Done. Lost the title. Burn him out. Where is he at? Which y'all should have known this. I don't know why y'all got all behind this. It's good for a feel-good moment. But Jey Uso is not the guy. He's not a great promo. He's not a great in-ring wrestler. He's good. He's not great. He doesn't have that it factor. I give him all his props for getting over and getting the yeet thing, which they had to buy from somebody else. But, it wasn't gonna fit. And I tried to say this, and everybody can have their own opinion, and you can like him. I was always more no yeet than yeet. I like Big Jim better. I think you could have a bigger push with Jimmy. I think Jimmy's a better promo. Yeah, I agree. I think they're better together as a tag team. I would like to see them either get back as a tag team or maybe get back with a group with Roman, or even if it's something else. But they they need to be there. I mean, them guys are good. They're good. They're just not the top main draw. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how else to put that. But I do like the Usos. And they're 90 times better than the Young Bucks. That's just a shot at another guy. But we'll maybe get to that later in the show if we have time, but I doubt it. But so they're taking it back from Jey Uso. I think I really everybody's like, and I was like this too. I knew it wasn't gonna last long, and not that he might not. I don't think he's gonna get it back, but there's a chance he could and then lose it again, something like that. But you can still keep him in the title picture. That's fine. You know what I mean? But you gotta calm this guy down. He's too worried about the whole yeeting thing, and getting the crowd going is fine. Just like I say with Seth Rollins, the only thing people really like about Seth Rollins is they can sing along with his stupid song. Whoa! Good Lord, if you don't have whoa in your music, you're pretty much not over. Unless you're like Mussolini. What's up, Adrian? So yeah, I was talking about I don't know how much you missed or when you came in, but I was just running R-Truth, Carlito, and Jey Uso all together. How they gave you what you wanted by bringing Truth back, but they said, you know what? We gave you something, now we're taking something back. So they took the belt off of Jey Uso, guys. But I don't have a problem with that. Y'all know I was never big on the Eat fan anyway. Hey, thank you. So everybody come in, like the live, share the live, all that good stuff. If you do have questions, you can ask. I'll try to get to them. Now, real quick, we can always get back to some of that. But a few of y'all in here have already heard this. Now, I did not do this in hindsight. I had already pretty much booked this myself the way I think Money in the Bank should have went down. And my guys that come on and watch the watch-alongs with me, they already know that I've said this, so this may be boring to them. But this is how I would have rebooked most of Money in the Bank. Now, I will leave the main event alone, because with bringing R-Truth and all that, I think that was good. Just a few little things I would have done. I still would have had Becky Lynch going over. But when she won the title, which I said she would win by cheating, she pulled the tights a little. I said what was going to happen, and this is how I wanted to happen, but it didn't happen. She showed up about a few days later. But when the other girl was going to have to raise her hand, the Temu Victoria's Secret Angel, whatever her name is, Valkyria, something like that. Anyway, when she was about to raise her hand, Bayley's music should have popped on. She should have came out there, jumped on Lynch then, and then went into this feud and lead into SummerSlam for Bayley versus Becky for the IC title. Now, do y'all think that would have been better than when she came out on Monday night? I do, but, y'all let me know if you'd have liked that better. Now, in the women's Money in the Bank, I really did not have an issue with the women's Money in the Bank. I already kind of seen where they was going. I was telling everybody it's going to be Naomi. Rhea did not need it. Rhea's already over. So with Rhea not winning, it doesn't hurt her credibility or anything. What's up, 812 and Star Wars fan? How we doing? Uh, she's been in the company, what, 16 years? And, hey, give her a push. I don't mind. I mean, don't make it last too long. Make her lose it to Jade Cargill or something. I'll be fine with that. She can lose it at SummerSlam or whatever. But if I was going to change anything, if I was, I would have actually had Roxanne Perez win just because you could have put that little Judgment Day feud, more stuff in there with Liv Morgan and stuff. That's the only thing else. But I'm fine that they put it on Naomi. Doesn't bother me a bit. And then I told you guys with the men's main event, I understand, and I said, yeah, they probably will let Seth win, but I didn't think that. I understand because they want to build that faction up, but I don't think you had to go that way. I think this is how you could have played it out. You get down to it, Seth's about to try to start up the ladder, have CM Punk's music play like Mussolini. He runs to the ring before he can get to the ring. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Too many Brawns. Braun. They double spear him. Look like they killed him. Whatever. Take him out. Seth Rollins starts cackling, laughing like the Joker. Start climbing up the ladder, and then Roman's music plays, and he comes out, spears him off the ladder. He's taking care of Seth Rollins, and then when you know it, what everybody's saying, L.A. Knight, yeah, climbs up the ladder, gets the money in the bank, and you also make L.A. Knight more over than he already is, because he's kind of up and down, up and down. They never really give him that push, so you could have done something like that. But that's just me. That's how I would have done that. I think that's about all I got with that. But I just want to go back. I want somebody to be able to answer me with the whole R-Truth thing. I mean, why is it that we picked R-Truth to ban behind? Not that I'm upset with it. I'm glad he got his job back. I'm glad he's back. I hope they play good into the storylines. But why? Why was he the one? Not Carlito, not Braun Strowman, not Sasha Banks, not, Dolph Ziggler, not Ryback, which Ryback's kind of a, weird cat anyway. So I kind of understand that one. But I'm just saying. Yeah, and you're probably right. And I think the same thing for Austin Theory, too, which is really, really sad because both those guys are talented. LA Knight should at least had a little bit of a title run somewhere, you know, especially with Roman not being there half the time, Cena on the way out. A lot of these other guys are older and gone. Let a few of these older guys have it for a little bit, even CM Punk. So, but anyway, let's get to how I would book the rest of this. Now, there's two ways to go. Well, there's a lot of ways to go, but this is what I see. I think you got Punk and Cena at in Saudi Arabia, Night of Champions, right? Now, I don't think they're gonna let it happen, but I always said I wanted Punk to be the one to take it off of Cena because it makes sense. So you could have Punk win it, and then as soon as he wins, you could have Seth cash in. And then that keeps the rivalry between Punk and Rollins going anymore. You know what I mean? Let me see the chat. Yeah, see, there they go with the triple threat stuff. And who wants to watch it in Saudi anyway? Because they're going to be in trash bags. I mean, but yeah, I get what y'all say about that, but every time you say, "Oh, R-Truth did that," it's just a little joke. It's a funny. It's not about him winning the title and being the champion and having this big feud with so and so. So, you know what I'm saying, guys? Come on, man. I mean, yeah, I liked R-Truth. He was very comedic and he could wrestle, but all these other guys, maybe not Carlito, but other ones I'm saying, Sasha Banks gave you more. Dolph Ziggler gave you more. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I'm fine that it happened. I just don't understand the why behind it. But back to that. So I see that's how I would like to have it booked, but I don't think they're going to do it. Now, here's the other way I see that I would book it. I would come down to whatever Cena's last date is, whatever PLE it is, or Saturday night's main event, whatever you're going to have him do his last date. Whoever he's fighting, whether it's Cody, whether it's R-Truth or Ron Killings or whoever, or even CM Punk, somebody, have Cena win like he's going to go away with the belt and then have Rollins cash in. So I would book it one of those two ways. I mean, yeah, and that's probably what's gonna happen, but it just I don't care what Cena said. I want Cody retire me, blah blah blah. To be honest, Cody's run of the title was kind of boring, and I'm a big Cody guy, but it wasn't that great. Punk is where the money's at. Cody's another one. Cody's good, but Cody kind of gives you that prickish side of him at sometimes when he does his interviews. That's why I think Cody could make a great heel. And there's still talks that he could go back heel. Uh, but man, Punk is where it's at right now. Punk's in ring work is just maybe barely better than Cena's right now. But his on the mic skills, I don't think anybody out there could touch him right now. I think the only one who can touch Punk on the mic right now is an AEW, and that's MJF, to be honest. So, but I think you need to lean towards that. But we'll see what comes up. I would like to book something. I'm fine with whatever they do. They don't have to do it the way I want, and they usually don't. But I don't know. You tell me the way some of their booking is and the way I'm saying book it, and you tell me which is better. Now, I do want to touch on a few more things with the R-Truth, and I want to give a shout out to Bully Ray. I think Bully Ray is great. Not only was he a great wrestler, I think he's good on his podcast. I think he would have. I think AEW should have brought in Bully Ray to be their booker. And maybe AEW could be competing with WWE right now, or maybe even be better. Now, I agree with all his stuff? No. But I did hear something that he said before they found out R-Truth had been brought back. Which we had talked about it, and I didn't really want him to go to AEW. I'd rather seen him kind of go to TNA because I thought AEW would ruin him like they do everybody else. But and Sammy doesn't need to turn heel. We've already seen Sammy heel. Blah. But what R-Truth should have went to AEW. One, he would have got more money. He probably could have made about $3 million a year working for AEW for what they pay all these Rudy Poots they have on their roster over there. If Sasha Banks can get what she could get, R-Truth could probably get 5 times that. But what if R-Truth had went to AEW, okay? And then he said, make R-Truth think he's still in the WWE, and he's the only one that doesn't understand it and can't figure it out. and have him going to Tony Khan's offices, calling him Nick Khan, and just making jokes like that. I think it would have been really great. That was a great idea. But Bully Ray's got some good stuff. Yeah, we don't need Sammy turning heel, man. Sammy's already been heel 4 or 5 other times, and I'm not a Sammy fan, guys. If y'all like Sami Zayn, put the ones in the chats. That's fine, but I'm not. I'm not a big Sammy fan. But I like Gunther. Gunther's title run wasn't that great to me either. Whoever they put these titles on, once Cena's gone, they need to have a good, memorable run. You know what I mean? What? What all the twos for? Man, Sammy's, I don't know. But anyway, if y'all like Sammy, that's fine. I'm not a big. Sammy's another guy that wouldn't have got over as a babyface if he didn't have the whoa. Don't you see the connection, guys? Whoa. Put whoa in your interest music and you're over. I'm gonna start putting a theme together with whoa before I come on these shows so I can get over like everybody else. AJ's already had a title run. I don't think they're gonna give him another one. Uh, No Yeet. Yeah, I agree with No Yeet. How many wrestling figures do I have? I have no idea. And I would not want the pleasure of sitting down and counting them either. Yeah, I do agree with Karrion Cross. He needs a push. I would go about booking that and have somebody come out there and help him get a push. Let's bring back a hair match or have somebody let's bring Ricochet over from AEW with the scissors and cut Karrion Cross's hair, and then let's give him a push because he was better bald than he is with hair. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the subscription. Now, I think that may be in the works. I would like to see that, but I wish Punk would get with Logan Paul. I know Shawn Michaels, and Michaels was decent on the mic. It wasn't like Michaels couldn't talk. And I know Michaels helped train Logan. I wish Punk would get with Logan and teach him promos. Man, if you could I mean, because everybody already doesn't like Logan. He's already a prick. So he's got that going for him. Now he just needs to know how to put all that prickish stuff together and make it work right. Think about the possible. I wouldn't want him join the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day is just a joke group at this point. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be in the beginning when Edge was there and stuff, but that's what it's turned into. I don't think the Judgment Day lasts much longer. I think by SummerSlam, I mean, who else is left in the Judgment Day? Carlito's gone. R-Truth is gone. Priest ain't in there no more. Edge is not there. Rhea's not there. And I wouldn't mind Karrion Cross having a faction just as long as they don't make it like the AOP and people like that. If you gave him Austin Theory, AJ Styles, and Finn Balor, how about that? The reincarnation of the Bullet Club. Think Seth wouldn't. I'm not saying he couldn't. I actually brought that up a while ago. I think it would be good if you had Punk go over and then Seth cash in on him. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to play Cena all the way out as champ until the end. Nah, I don't think it's going to split into two groups. I mean, the only way I can see it split into two groups is if they were trying to build something for like Survivor Series. I could see them doing that. Uh, But what do y'all think about that group? That just came off the top of the dome. But AJ, Finn, Austin Theory, and Karrion Cross with Scarlett. What do y'all think about that? Yeah, and I think they're gonna let him run out. But like I said, if you do that, if you do, yes, I said do, if you do that, have Cena win and start doing this thing. I told you I was gonna retire with the belt. I was gonna end wrestling, and then here comes the Monday Night Messiah. Whoa, and whatever. Curb stomps him, yada yada yada. You want them single? Why? They're not doing nothing single. They're not doing nothing single. You think AJ needs to stay babyface? Man, guys, I actually think AJ's better as a heel than a babyface. Put the ones in the chat if you think AJ Styles a better heel than a babyface. Yeah, and I think they need to let him have the mic more. I think they need to let him have a little more freedom. He was a good heel in WWE. I think he was a better heel in WWE than he ever was in TNA. That's just what I think. I mean, he is good as either one. To me, I like him better as a heel. Okay, I don't know if I liked it better, but I liked it. I can see that. I can see that. And that's why I'm saying he needs to go back bald headed. Karrion Cross with hair, when Karrion Cross was bald headed and doing this stuff, I was like, okay, this dude a little bit scary, you know? But with the hair, I'm like, I'm not scared of this dude, bro. I mean, I ain't scared of shit anyway. But I'm just saying, and that see, I'm not a Finn Balor fan, so I would probably have to agree with that because that's the only time I kind of liked him was as the demon. I'm just not a Finn Balor guy. I know a lot of people love him. Man, I'm telling you, Theory has got it, man. Theory, man, if Woo, boy. If I could take a few guys off of that roster and put them together and have the right people around them, like Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Bronson Reed, I mean Braun Breaker, these are the guys that need to be elevated. And the Wyatt Six needs to go away. We never needed the Wyatt Six anyway, guys. I know why they did it as an homage, whatever, to Bray Wyatt. But come on, man, Bo Dallas, I don't believe, man. Yeah, I haven't forgotten that either. I thank God every day that he only had it for that little bit of time, because there was no reason for him to be a Universal Champion. I'm so over Finn Balor, guys. I don't see what y'all see in this guy. He talks like a little fucking leprechaun. I just don't get it. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's good in the ring and everything, but I just don't like it. I like some things. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who really thought that the Wyatt Six was going to be able to do anything. You're taking a whole bunch of job people and most people that nobody really knows, and trying to work off of a dead man's gimmick. Stop cussing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I wish Theory would go to that group. I do. He needs help. He needs a push. No, it's fine. He is right though. I don't need to cuss that much. I do apologize. First off, I feel like I don't think that would even help, guys. I mean, maybe it could. I just don't see it working. The New Day getting a third member, well, I mean that just takes them back to the old day, don't it? I mean, if the New Day gets a third member, I mean it kind of seems like they went back to the old day. Um, I don't know. I kind of like what they're doing as heels. Uh, I never was the biggest New Day fan, but they do work well together. Those three always did good together. Uh, I don't like the Seths in it. I like Bronson Reed and I like Braun Breaker being with Paul Heyman. If you took Seth out of the equation, I'd love it. Yay! Welcome home, Mama. But I was really hoping. Uh, yeah, and Alexa Bliss doesn't even want to do the gimmick, and they're still like basically forcing her to. Um, Obafemi, so he's basically the new Big E then. Here's my thing with Seth, guys. Y'all know I'm not the biggest Seth Rollins fan. He is good in the ring. I just don't think the best work he's ever done on the mic is against Punk. When he has personal feelings in it, he can be okay. But the rest of the time he's trying to do this stupid Joker Penguin slash gimmick thing, it doesn't work. I was really hoping that when they put this faction together and they put Seth over with Heyman, that he was at least gonna try to change his gimmick. He could have come out being this like trying to act like a badass, but I don't know. I think they dropped the ball with that too. Oh hell, then he won't be over then if it don't have the woe in there. You're scrolling. I don't care about anything. What do you mean I don't care about? See, okay, here's the thing. People, my wife even tells me this too. You want to say you don't like nothing. No, I like stuff, but I like good stuff. I don't just like everything. You know what I mean? I don't just like everything. Just because this person is a wrestler doesn't mean I need to like him. I don't like Seth. I'm crazy, man. I'm not the only one that thinks this, guys. What? What you trying to say? I like everything. Yes. So. But hey, everybody can like who they like. You can dislike who you like. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that like the Young Bucks. For what reason, I have no idea. But if that's the kind of thing people like, that's the kind of thing people like. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Grayson Waller with Maxine. Yeah, I don't know about Grayson Waller yet. I haven't really watched enough of him to see if he really has a chance to get over or not. Yeah, I mean, Dearman don't like Logan Paul, and that's fine. A lot of people don't, and that's fine. That's what I kind of talked about last night, guys. I'm not going to get off on the whole thing, but we're allowed to like stuff. You know, yeah, I don't have to like the same thing you like, and you don't have to like the same thing I like. But the thing is, I'm gonna tell you my opinion and exactly how I feel about it. You don't have to agree with it, but if you do, then you're one of them, one of us. um, Probably I could see him returning, but I hope he doesn't. I think he's tore down AEW enough. I don't think he needs to come do it to the WWE. Uh, I don't know that match. I don't know with Okada. Kenny. A lot of people like Kenny. I'm not a big fan of Kenny Omega, but he has gotten a little better. He's grown on me a little bit. But he usually does well with the Japanese wrestlers. They do usually put on good shows. Uh, I hope John Moxley stays with. I wish he would leave wrestling for good, but that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, I don't. Kenny Omega's not really my thing either, guys. Too much prancing around and stuff. But if the dude really got serious and didn't have like that phone sex operator voice when he talks, I think he could be good. But I think Kenny's on the downside anyway, and he had that diverticulitis, which is no joke. So I'm definitely not going to make fun of him about that. Brock Lesnar had to deal with that. No, I would like to. I just don't have the time, and I really, to be honest, I don't even know what channel it comes on anymore. But every now and then, I will get highlights, and people send me stuff. Uh, but I like all kind of wrestling. I wish I had more time. I just don't have the time to watch a lot of that stuff, guys. I just really don't. I wanted, I wanted to bring up something real quick. Now I know my buddy Chris Dearman's probably not gonna like this, but y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of AEW. I always did want them to succeed, but they just, everybody gets mad at WWE, like the whole R-Truth thing, or if they don't do something we like. But why are you not calling out AEW? AEW has been giving you the same crap or worse crap for 5 going on 6 years now, but yet the AEW fans want to still say, like Tony Khan, how great it is. I mean, come on now. That the people who were Young Bucks fans aren't even Young Bucks fans anymore. That's how much they've wore out their welcome. But here's what I'm getting to when I say that. When your own people on national TV are saying AEW sucks, there's your truth. The proof is in the pudding. Will Ospreay, or Offspring, or whatever his name is, told John Moxley, "You're the reason AEW sucks." Come on now. That's out of the horse's mouth, guys. I mean, but he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. John Moxley is a lot of the reason why AEW sucks. The Boar Horseman is terrible. I do like that Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay and Swerve, all of them gonna try to get together and get rid of John Moxley. At least somebody's gonna try to. Uh, if he doesn't have the belt, I may try to tune in a few more times. Uh, but that's just my opinion, guys. I mean, and I don't know when it happened, if he really meant to say. I think he meant to say it, but I don't know if he was like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that." You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean it's just terrible. I mean, I don't know how many people who even like AEW actually say that John Moxley stuff is working. So I don't know, Chris Dearman, you're a fan. Do you like the whole John Moxley and his group thing? Just being honest. Now I would love that. And then Seth could stay over there. He can even keep the title. We'll make a new one that looks better. Have Seth and Dean Ambrose tear down the rest of what little bit's left of AEW. Now, I do have, I don't know if my man Adrian's still in here, but we talk a lot about wrestling and everything, and he always wants me to do fantasy booking stuff. He did come up with, I think it's kind of a funny, cool idea. I don't know how it would work because I don't know that they really got the roster to do it anyway. But he said what I should do is I should fantasy book AEW invasion of WWE. Oh, Lord. Chris, my man, I love you, but golly. You're not supposed to like the heels, but you like Seth Rollins' group. You know, you like the Judgment Day. You like all these other groups. You like the Four Horsemen. But it's not that we don't like them because they're heels. We don't like them because the stuff they're doing is terrible. It's not because they're a menacing heel why we don't like them. That's not it. Oh, man. I love you, my man. Hey, I will give you AEW fans one thing, if nothing else. You guys are freaking loyal as hell. To a fault most of the time, but you are loyal. Oh, man. But that's really about all I got, guys. If y'all got anything else you want me to ramp and rave about, I don't mind doing that. Yeah, I mean, Edge. I'm glad Edge got to come back. I'm glad he got to have another little run after his injuries and all that. I'm glad Bryan Danielson got to go and do some stuff. I'm always glad that people can come back from injuries and get to go do what they love to do. So no matter what happened or where it was, I think they still enjoyed it because even though it might have not been the best stuff they'd ever done, they still got to do what they loved. So that's all that matters in the end. You know what I mean? No, I'm pretty sure he's retired all the way, I think. Chris Dearman could probably clear that up more, but as far as I know, he is fully retired. But yeah, man, the guys got to take care of themselves, man. I just don't want to see them out there getting injured no more and stuff. But if you can still go and you want to go, hey, get on it. But guys, that's about it for today. Until next time, yeah. Until next time, I'll be back ranting and raving once again. But before we go, if you're not following me, please subscribe, all that good stuff. We the ones. And I may be leaving, but I'm still that uncultured heathen.